Shalom, Kwam Yashala, Kwam Yashala, once again coming back at you with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakaha Kwadash. That is the name of the Heavenly Father and the Son. And double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well and that do teach well and that have taught me this truth. And the water to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, for putting the spirit on them to teach us this word. Kwam Yashala and Abad Babal, and Shalom to the hopeful elect. So I'm just going to go into the topic of famine and also how food prices are going to go up as you've seen this year, and you're going to see it increase about 5 to 7% in the year 2022. So it's going to get tough out here. The main essentials, especially like dairy, eggs, water, the things that you need, vegetables, um, the main food groups, they're going up in price. And these are signs that we're at the end pretty much. And that's another sign that this place is going down. So I got this first article here. It's from RT.com, and it says world's biggest grain stockpile revealed. The world's most populous country, China, has managed to stockpile more than half of the globe's corn and other grains, and is expected to boost food reserves, further statistics shows. Now, obviously, it's you could say a lot of things through speculation that obviously they're stockpiling all this food because maybe they're getting ready for war, that World War III. And we know how China is. China likes to sell everything, and they're a superpower, and they believe in their mind that they're going to rule next. But that's not what prophecy says. So that's that's something to consider. That's something to look at or take thought of. But let me just read a little bit of article, and then I'm going to hit some precepts. And then it says, according to data from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, China is likely to have 69% of the globe's corn reserves in the first half of of the year 2022 crop year, 60% of rice and 51% of wheat. So obviously that's more than half. This is way more than half. This is the globe's corn reserves. So that's a lot. That's a lot, and it makes sense because they're the world's most populous country. It makes sense they got to. But I just find it just also shows, Babylon is on its way out because one, Babylon, you consume 70% of the world's resources, but you don't have a lot of those grain reserves. So you know what that means Egypt is about to go in, go in, go into a famine. When you go into Genesis, the 41st chapter, um, there's going to be you actually passed the point of that 7 years of plenty, and now you're going to be headed now you're headed into the 7 years of famine. That's where it's going to go. All right, that's where it's going. That's where it's headed. So anyway, I don't want to read any more of that. That's okay. Now I'm going to go here, shifting gears a bit. It says Canadians are about to face more stricter shock at the grocery store. This is from MSN.com. It says food prices will climb by between 5 and 7% in 2022, adding nearly $1,000 a year to the grocery bill of the average family of four, according to estimates from the latest edition of Canada's Food Price Report released on Thursday. Restaurant, meals, dairy, vegetable, and bakery prices will deliver the biggest hit to Canadians' bottom lines, with expected increases of between 5 and 8%, the research shows. So those are your core essentials, basically the basic food groups. They're all going to go up. It's all going to go up. So this is another sign that one, there's inflation, and then you're going to see hyperinflation after inflation. You're going to see, and that's not good. So it's only going to get worse and worse. And this is what was spoken of in Matthew the 24th chapter about the beginning of sorrows. So no, the new year isn't going to be good because that's what people are preparing for, the new year, which is next week. The new year, the happy holidays. It's not going to look good. Everything's looking grim, and it's going to get worse and worse and worse. Oh, and by the way, with the whole Omicron situation, a lot of Christmas flights were canceled. So how do you guys feel about that? You thought it was the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la, but now everybody's mopey and dopey and unhappy. And that's good for you people out here, because you people out here are very wicked. And the Lord said in the book of Amos, I will not, I hate and I despise your feast days. So that's a way of the Lord canceling Xmas or Christmas. Now it says the overall increase projected to be between 5 and 7% is the highest yet predicted by the report, which has been forecasting food inflation for the past 12 years. Oh, that's a spiritual number, 12. That's a governing number. When you think about it, it says it will be a tough year for people in the middle class and obviously families with less means as well. So that means, Jake, you're going to suffer too because you are the poor of the society. You're going to suffer, and they're obviously cutting out the middle class. So who's going to eat? The rich, the elites, and you people who are rich. You're going to be eating good. Means as well, says Sylvain Charlebois, lead author and director of the Agri-Food Analytics Lab at Dalhousie University. A family of four will spend up to $14,706 a year on food, an increase of up to $966 compared to 2021. The estimate is based solely on the expected cost of groceries and does not include restaurant meals. So that's not even going out. So you're not even going to be able to go out as much as you used to in 2021. Going to the keg, going to your restaurants, Red Lobster, where you take a woman out to eat, because that's where she wants to go, especially the black woman. The elders and apostles always talk about that, and the brothers, in the Toronto camp, they make jokes about that too, because women love to eat, right? Children love to eat, and that's what they got to do. So now you're gonna have to spend more money. More money. Are you able to do that? So it says households who rely on online grocery platforms and delivery services can expect to pay between 2 and 8% more, the report says. So why is everything going up, but your pay isn't going up? The standard of living is going up, but your pay isn't going up. So there's something wrong here. There's fraud. That's fraud, and that goes back into that thick clay and James the fifth chapter, man. They got their riches by fraud. Let's see that thick clay, which the thick clay is Ibatia. Let's go into that. So this is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. And that's talking about this Edomite that's situated over here in America, Babylon the Great. And that's what he's done throughout the years. He's used usury to gain riches, which usury is just another form of theft. Okay, that's all that is. Interest, theft. And that's what inflation is. When inflation is caused by when you don't have anything back in that dollar. You don't have anything back in that dollar, back in the money system. You're just printing money out of thin air. That's really a form of usury. That's really a form of theft because there's no substance back in it. So you're giving these people not even real money to trade with, to exchange anything with. And that's this damn devil. He's just been a thief. And he's created loopholes. He's created laws to cover himself, to cover his tracks. And he's tricked you people into thinking that you have money in your pocket, but you really don't. You really don't. But anyway, that's on you guys. The wool is on you. So, Abatiat, and it says weight of pledges, heavy debts. Heavy debts. And you can go check out the debt clock and the world debt clock and see wherever you're situated, whatever country you're from, you can see that your country's in debt. And this is a result of that. Food going up, five to 8%. Your grocery, if you're the average Canadian family, what did it say? A family of four will spend up to $14,767 a year on food. That was in 2021. Now it goes up $966. So add that. So it's going to be around 15 grand. But think about that. 15 grand a year on food. A family of four. You Jakes are gonna suffer, man. You Jakes that don't have a hedge over you, you're gonna pay, man. You're gonna start eating your own fat. You're gonna start eating out of dumpsters, and then it's gonna get to cannibalism, because that's what the Lord has in store for this place, this wicked place. Let me get some of the things in the curses here, because that's some of the things that our people go through when they're rebellious, and that's what Babylon is going to go through, because Babylon is going to go down bitterly, and you tribes are going to experience some of the heavy curses while going down here in Babylon the Great. You see, you Jakes, man, that are overweight, lazy, that like to rely on fast food, and that don't eat properly, and that are rebellious. You love the abominable foods. Get ready for cannibalism. Get ready. So this is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 52. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trusted throughout all thy land. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which the Lord thy power hath given thee. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body. That's talking about your children. The flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters. That's right, your little son, your little daughter, your little baby boy, your little baby girl, which Yahweh Bashem Yahushai thy power hath given thee in the siege, and in the straitness wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee. And Babylon the Great is going to be besieged by these different Gurga troops, man. It's different troops that are going to invade this land, and 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 uh, and you're going to have a hard time. That's a part of Jacob's trouble, the tribulation that you're going to go through. So just take that in. Take that in. Cannibalism is coming back, and it's going to get very severe out here. And this is only the tip of the iceberg. If you think this is bad and, oh, that's not good, well, it's going to get worse. It's going to ramp up. Now, let me get, what do I got here? Okay, I'll get that later. Let's get Genesis. This is Genesis chapter 41, verse 17. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, which Joseph is our forefather, and he's a progenitor of Ephraim and Manasseh, all right, the northern kingdom, and he's a son of Jacob, one of the 12 patriarchs. It says, and Pharaoh said unto Joseph, in my dream, behold, I stood upon the bank of the river, and behold, there came up out of the river seven kine, fat flesh and well favored, and they fed in a meadow. And behold, seven other kine came up after them, poor and very ill favored, and lean fleshed, such as I never saw in all the land of Egypt for badness. And the lean and the ill favored kine did eat up the first seven fat kine. And when they had eaten them up, it could not be known what they had eaten them. But they were still ill favored, as at the beginning, so I awoke. And I saw in my dream, and behold, 7 ears came up in one stalk full and good, and behold, 7 ears withered, thin, and blasted with the east wind sprung up after them. And the thin ears devoured the 7 good ears. And I told this unto the magicians, but there was none that could declare it to me. That's right, your witches and warlocks, your wizards, your soothsayers, they're not going to have the answers in that day to answer the deep questions. So what did Pharaoh do? He had to go to a man of the Lord, a man of Yahweh Bashem Yoshai, to get the answers. And you people in that day, man, you're going to be looking for the men of the Lord to give you answers, but we're not going to be there. We're not going to be there. We're not going to be out in the highways and byways anymore to give you them answers. The time to get the answers is now, watching these lessons. And we're telling you, man, there's going to be food shortages coming out here. And you're already seeing it with this whole variant with the you know what causing all these delays with the trucks, with the docks, with the ports. Now you're seeing certain things that are on the shelf you can't get very fast like you used to. A lot of these shelves are empty. You can't get certain liquors. It's going to be a dry Christmas. And it sounds like I'm being sensational about it, but hey, it's the truth. I'm just telling you, I'm just trying to get you prepared for the worst on what's going to come down the line. But the main point here in this verse, verse 24, your witches and warlocks, you people that trust in the left hand side, you ain't going to have answers for you. They ain't going to do stuff. They ain't going to help you. Now it says here, verse 25, and Joseph said unto Pharaoh, the dream of Pharaoh is one, one power hath showed Pharaoh what he is about to do. The 7 good kine are 7 years, and the 7 good ears are 7 years. The dream is one. And the 7 thin and ill-favored kine that came up after them are 7 years, and the 7 empty ears blasted with the east wind shall be 7 years of famine. This is the thing which I have spoken unto Pharaoh, what Most High is about to do, he showeth unto Pharaoh. Behold, there come 7 years of great plenty throughout all the land of Egypt. And that's talking about here in Babylon, because what is it? Where this place is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. So the same thing is going to happen over here in America. And you know what? You Americans, you experience the 7 years of plenty. Now you're getting for the 7 years of ill. So it says spiritually. That's Revelation 11. Uh, so it says, Revelation chapter 11, verse 8, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom in Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. That's right. And you know, you're in dead bodies is talking about those people that are in a dead state of mind, spiritually dead. Because you got a lot of spiritually dead people out here that can't discern the times. You got a lot of our people, especially, who are not awoken or awakened to their nationality of who they are. And if they are, they ain't doing anything. They're still serving the devil. But the main point I want to bring out that this place is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. So this is Egypt in the reincarnation. So if it's Egypt in the reincarnation, in the spirit, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to go through famines. You're going to go through plagues. You're going to get judgment. And that's why food prices are going up, because you're about to enter a time of judgment. The 7 years of ill. No, this is not the time to be fat, because our people, they're in the mindset of thinking that they can live their best life now when we're not in that time. And the scriptures talks about that. And I believe in Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, there's a time and place for everything. There's a time to live and there's a time to die, and there's nothing new under the sun. I believe that's Ecclesiastes chapter 3 or chapter 9, I forget. But it's in one of those chapters. And our people, they don't know what time it is. They don't know what time it is. This is the time to suffer now. This is the beginning of sorrows that Yahushua prophesied about thousands of years ago. He was telling his disciples and telling them like it is. So, okay, let's move on. Let's move on. What else do I got here? So this is Amos chapter 8, verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh Bashem El Shai. And there's also going to be a spiritual famine that's going to be out here. Like I said earlier, we're not going to be out there in the time of trouble or when shit hits the fan. We're not going to be out there to break down these scriptures in the highways and byways anymore. We're not going to be able to upload videos. So the time is really to get the truth now. And yes, we're coming into a spiritual famine where you're not going to hear the word. So I thought I'd bring this out because a lot of you people think that this word is going to be here forever. A lot of you people think that well, a lot of you people just take this word for granted. I'm going to read this again. So it says, Amos chapter 8, verse 11, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. And once you hear the famine of the once you experience the famine of the word, then everything is going to start to follow through. When you think about it, because right now, we're sort of we're sort of kind of in the famine of the word now, because you can see how Esau, he's clipping every brother's videos for saying certain things on the net. You can't even bring out the word like you used to in the past. He's cutting your videos for saying certain things. So yes, we are somewhat in the famine of the word, and when the famine of the word comes, that's when all hell is going to break loose. Think about it. And you people, when all hell breaks loose, you're going to try and come and seek the men of the Lord to give you them answers. But we ain't going to be there through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Shai. Now, this is Isaiah chapter 65, verse 13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Yeah, my servants shall eat. One, we're going to be fed spiritually. And two, in the context of this verse, we're going to eat. We're going to be eating good. We're going to be taken care of. And that's the perks. That's some of the perks that you are going to experience while serving Yahweh Bashem El Shai and pushing his word for righteousness' sake. You're going to be taken care of. But ye shall be hungry. That's right. You're going to be famished. You're going to be caught up out there, your wives ravished, your daughter ravished, your house broken into. You catch in hell, being hungry. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. That's right. And you're going to be ashamed because you're going to be thinking about all the times when you heard this word that you should have took heed and you didn't take heed. And you're going to be ashamed because you were ashamed of the Lord. Now the Lord is coming back and he's ashamed of you. And the one thing that the Lord is very, 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 very great at, excellent at, is humiliating people and putting them in their place. When you catch hell, man, when your rib starts touching, you're gonna get all types of humility. You're gonna get all humble. Oh, I should have done this. Oh, I'm hungry. Ooh, starving. Thinking about that can of beans that you wasted a year ago or yesterday. How you wasted so much food, how you wasted so much time in your life. You're gonna be thinking like that. You're gonna be thinking, oh, I shouldn't have called those guys bums. Shouldn't have called those guys losers. I should have took heed and probably joined the camp and pushed the word. But that's your problem. Verse 14, behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow. That's right, sorrow. You're going to cry for sorrows. And we're going to sing for joy of heart. But you know why we're going to sing? Because we're seeing that this place is going down, man. We're in that time that this place is done. Especially when it gets to this point, when you can't eat, we're going to be praising the Lord. Yay, all praises to Yahweh Shem Yeshai Tawada for delivering us from judgment, from putting that mark of exemption on us, pursuant to Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4. All praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh Bashem. And we're going to sing. And you know how we're going to sing? We're going to sing with the words that are written in this book, man. Because we're going to be quoting precepts, rejoicing, being happy, and our bellies are going to be full. But ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. That's right. And you're gonna howl like a dog, man. You're gonna howl like a dog, like a bitch, because that's all you people are. You people are dogs, bunch of dogs, man, bunch of heathens, bunch of creatures, foul creatures that didn't want to hear Yahweh Bashem Yashai. Why? You know why I call you dogs and creatures? Because you are lawless. You're lawless. And a person that's lawless, that means they don't. What does that mean? That means they're a beast. So you people are gonna cry and howl like a beast in that day because you decided to be lawless in the time of your probation. All right, that's what's gonna happen to you guys. Now let's get the cannibal scriptures. So this is 2 Kings chapter 6 verse 24. And it came to pass after this that Ben-Hadad, king of Syria, gathered all his hosts and went up and besieged Samaria. And there was a great famine in Samaria. And behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver. You know what an ass is? That's a donkey. A donkey's unclean. You're not supposed to eat a donkey. So you know what you people are going to be. You're going to resort to scavenging. You people are going to eat rats. Gonna eat bugs and cockroaches. Gonna eat people. That's what you people are gonna resort to. Like in that movie with Wesley Snipes and Sylvester Stallone, Demolition Man. When those broke people that were living underground, what were they eating? You know what they were making? They were making rat burgers and grilling it. That's what you people are gonna resort to. Scavenging, man. That's what you're gonna resort to, and that happened over here, man. That's the account that I'm reading. Until an ass's head was sold for fourscore pieces of silver, and the fourth part of a cab of dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver. So you people are gonna be eating literal shit too, doo doo. Be eating doo doo. If you want to, if you don't want to repent right now, if you want to get a good example of suffering, watch Haiti. Go on YouTube and type Haiti mud cakes. You people are going to be eating mud cakes, doo doo, all types of abominable foods. That's a type of suffering that you're going to go through, and it's going to be worse, man. Because Babylon's going to get all the ancient plagues of Egypt, so it's going to be more intensified. So it says 5 pieces of silver. And as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, Help, my lord, O Malak. And he said, If the Lord do not help thee, when shall I help thee? And that's cold. And that's cold. But you know what? It's true. It's true. He's telling, he's the ruler, he's the authority figure. He's the man. This is the king. This is the man who's in charge of the kingdom. He has the keys to the city, right? He has the keys to the city, and you're going to your leader to get food, and he's telling you, look, man, the Lord can't help if the Lord is not helping, so how can I help you? And that's going to be the reality in the day of calamity. That's going to be the reality. Nobody's going to be there to help you. Nobody's going to be there. You see, right now you have 911, you have Denny's down the street, you have Tim Hortons, you have all these fast food restaurants, these little restaurants that you can call. You got Uber Eats, you got Skip the Dishes. And that day, that's not going to be there. Your cell phone's not going to be there. So who are you going to really rely on? Who are you going to rely on? Doug Ford ain't going to help you. Doug Ford's going to be in his not dunker, bunker, Salakia. He's going to be in his bunker in that day. He's not going to be around you regular folks. So who's going to help you? Who's going to help you, Jake? Who's going to help you? Now it says, out of the barn floor or out of the winepress. And the king said unto her, What aileth thee? And she answered, This woman said unto me, Give thy son, that we may eat him today, and will eat my son tomorrow. So we boiled my son. So you had to sod. So they sodded the little baby boy. They boiled him, and that's all you're gonna have to do. See, so there's gonna be no rotisseries, because the quickest way to cook something is really to boil it. It's not gonna be like at Swiss Chalet where you have the chicken, that rotisserie chicken rolling in the fire. It ain't gonna be like that in that day. You're just gonna boil it, boil your food or boil your little boy and eat him just like that. You're not gonna broil him, broil him like a hamburger. You're just gonna boil him, dunk him in that hot stew, and you're gonna eat him. And that's the reality that's coming for you people, especially you women too. You proud ass women out here, and you proud ass men. So it says, So we boiled my son and did eat him. And I said unto her on the next day, Give thy son, that we may eat him. And she hath hid her son. That's right. So she pulled a fast one on her. And she was naive. So this woman gave up her son to eat. But now the other woman that she made the deal with, didn't want to bring up her son. So she hid him. And that's some cold. That's cold, man. That's cold. So she killed her son, or ate her son, and now she has to reap the torments that come with that, the PTSD. So it says, verse 30, And it came to pass when the king heard the words of the woman, that he rent his clothes, and he passed by upon the wall, and the people looked, and behold, he had sackcloth within upon his flesh. Then he said, The Most High Power, do so and more also to me, if the head of Elisha the son of Shaphat shall stand on him this day. And that's when a Jake wants to get humble. That's when Jake wants to get humble. You know, when they start to experience woes and destruction and calamity and heartaches, that's when Jake wants to humble. That's when Jake wants to put on their garments, their sackcloths. But they were delivered out of this situation. But in this time, you people aren't going to be delivered out of that. The only people that are going to be delivered are the elect. That's the only people that are going to be delivered. So do you really want to go through this? Like a sane person, does a sane person really want to go through this? And the answer is no. The answer is no. So anyways, that's all that I got here from now. I hope this was edifying. You know, I kind of stuttered a bit, slurred my speech, slurred my words, but whatever, man. It is what it is. You don't have to listen. But just want to give all praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh Bashem El Shai, Bahashem Rakaha Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect. Kwam Yasha Allah and Ababa Bal Shalom.